What's up, YouTube? Today I want to show you guys how to change the chain on a BOSS. This is a VBX 8000. I'm pretty sure this is the same thing for a VBX 9000. I think the 9000 is just got a little bit taller sidewalls. The motor might be a little bit bigger, but I don't think so. So let's get straight to it. First of all, unplug your lights on both sides. There's a little rubber grommet right behind here that you want to push in. Push the light wire in there so that way when you remove this panel right here, it doesn't pull it on that wire. Second, there is 6 pins, push pins around the corner, and they're very easy to locate. There is one underneath it here. They look like this, if you can see that. And if you've never done this before, you just take this type of tool right here, or a screwdriver. You pull out on the pin first, and then this part comes out. So once you get that off, this whole thing slides off. You're gonna have extra wires back here that you have to pull through. Well, let me do this, and I'll be right back with you guys. GoPro, stop recording. Okay, so this is the back. Well, I guess I call it the back, but the front, pretty much, of the salt spreader. You have this bolt right here, so whenever you loosen it, that's welded onto there. So whenever you loosen this bolt, it pulls backwards and tightens the chain. So obviously, to do the reverse of that, you want to screw this forward in order to push this forward. Now, I'm able to use an impact on this now and screw it forward to push this forward, but believe it or not, we coat this in oil. This is actually grease from last year. We greased these, coat them in oil before we put them away for the winter time, but this was still seized right here. So I had to spray this again with PB Blaster, let it sit for 30 minutes, and then if I come on the inside, I could hit the inside of the chain right there and actually move this forward. So you're going to want to move this forward on both sides just a little bit. We're about to put this in the back of the truck. You have to hook up the power to it to get the chain moving, find the master link, and pull that master link. So we're going to go ahead and put this on the truck, and I'll be right back. All right, I'll just say this real quick. If you're replacing this, it's probably because it's old, rusty, stretched. Just go ahead and use a grinder on it, because I tried to get these cotter pins out. First of all, you can't get the cotter pins out because they're so rusted in. It's not worth it. I mean, you're replacing it anyway, so just to make it easier on you, just go ahead and cut those off of there. So you're going to hook a rope to the bottom of this. When Danny turns this on inside, we're going to let this feed inside of there. It's going to pull through and come back out. That way we can pull our next one in easy without having to be up in there. So go ahead, Danny, turn that chain on. You can turn it up a little bit. So as this feeds that rope in there, you just want to make sure you keep it on what do you call them? You want to make sure you keep it on that chain right there, the sprocket. You can turn it up a little bit. If you pull down on this, it'll stay on that sprocket. I mean, basically, this is the motor. It just rides on bearings and a sprocket up there, but this is what's actually turning it. So as long as you keep this pushed down, keep a little bit of pressure on it, it'll be fine. It'll push right through. Just make sure this stays in the middle. And honestly, right now, I'm not going to have to push that hard. It'll do that. You can turn it up. Alright, so we'll get all this pulled out, and we'll be right back. Okay, we went ahead and tied the other side of the rope, which comes out the bottom, to one of these bars right here, and we're just going to feed that up in there. This makes it nice to have the rope on it to pull it through. Okay, you want me to get up there? So where it's stuck at right now is I keep forgetting what it's called. This. I'll call it the roller because I have no idea. So we'll get that put on there and then we'll pull it through. Okay, so the rope pulled fine up underneath of there. When it got to the top, you have to have someone go up there and set it on the sprocket. Like I said before, this is the motor that turns it. It just lays up there on that sprocket and spins. So it's also very helpful to have someone back here. Once you get on the sprocket, we have the rope pulled through, I don't know, a foot or two. But if someone holds this up, that way it doesn't catch. Okay, so we're gonna pull that through. We just have to go up front and adjust the front so that way the chains will meet up. So give me 1 second. All right, so once you get all that on there, you want to loosen this all the way. Now by doing that, all you need to do, as long as it's not welded in there or rusted, we did have to spray some PB Blaster and hit these a little bit to get them going. When you put this on there at first, you're going to notice, hey, my chain doesn't fit. You know, it's short, but the reason is because you've probably over the years stretched this out to tighten it up. So this is 1 1/8. So just go back and forth slowly and push it back forward. Almost all the way. All right, as far as it goes forward, so you need to go to the other side and pull it tight now. All right, so it's been a few days. I actually had to go and get a new chain because this, even though I bought these at the same exact time, they must have been sent to the dealer at different months because this spreader takes 31 link, this one I'm gonna use for link or bar chain, 34 bar chain. The other one took a 31, so this one was too long on here. Anyway, so we got this one pulled through. All the same instructions are for this one. So I will tell you, it does help. We put electrical tape to hold this pin straight. The problem is we pull it underneath first, take it to the front, lap it over, and then pull it through the top. And this little gate right here is so small, when you start pulling this through there, since it swivels like it's supposed to go around the gear here, it'll get bound up in there and it makes it a real pain. So we just put some electrical tape around these in order to keep it straight, which, I mean, we probably took us 20 minutes to try to even get the first one through. It didn't work. We put this electrical tape on there, and I mean, first pull it goes straight through. So back this up, make sure this is in vision. All right, so pull it through the bottom and then comes over the top. Make sure on the very end you grab that end and pull it up as tight as you can, pulling it this way, and set it on that gear. That way you'll have enough room. So I mean, this is super easy. I will show you, and if you're doing this yourself, you probably figure this out. But inside of this, right here, there's a little notch right here on the left side. So when you stick this bolt in there, it only goes through so far until you spin it, see right there, and then it clicks in place. So you won't be able to get that cotter pin through there unless you spin it perfectly. Now this is going to be pretty loose because it's a brand new chain, and we've backed out those rollers or whatever you want to call them all the way up front. But that's as easy as that. And I would say whenever you stick this cotter pin in there, make sure you stick it to it's going, you know, so that way if it does hit anything when it goes that way, it doesn't catch on anything. So I'm going to stick it through this way. That sucker's all the way through there. Okay, so I'll do the other one. I don't need to video record the other one, but like I'm saying, this chain rotates this way. So if that were to hit anything, it won't undo it. It'll actually just even tighten it up more. So I'll do this other one, then I'll meet you back up front and show you how you want to tighten it. Okay, we got the cotter pins and the chain connected on the back with the master link. So now what you need to do is tighten this bolt to pull the tension and get the chain off of the belly of the salt spreader. So once again, in the beginning, you push this all the way back. I put some lubrication, some grease, and also PB Blaster on the actual rail so it will slide a little bit easier. I mean, I've had this salt spreader for 5 years. I've never done this, so I mean, hopefully next time it'd be a little bit easier. That was a little bit hard to get busted off just because it's rusty. Also, these have grease fittings on the back sides of both of them. You can get to it from the other side. Make sure you grease those with the chain spinning. So we're gonna go and tighten this one a little bit. I don't know if you can see it pushing right here. I don't know if my arm's in the way, but right here. What we'll do is we'll go to the other side. We'll tighten that one up a little bit as well. And then to get the exact measurement to make sure the chain's not pulling tighter on either side, we'll measure from here to here and just make sure those bolts are the same length, the threads that you have left. So I'll tighten that up and then I'll get in the back in a second once I get it tightened to show you exactly what you want to look like underneath. All right, so now by tightening the bolts on both sides up front on this spreader, you can see down here, they say you want to have about 3/4 of an inch in the belly. So it's a little tighter right there, but because the chain is so heavy, obviously, you don't want to tighten it up so much to where it will bind up or whatever on these gears. So down there, you can see about 3/4 of an inch, and then you tighten the other side to be about the same. I would check this after the first couple times I use it, just because everybody knows you put a chain on, it's going to start stretching immediately. That's the first thing it's going to do is if there's anything loose in it, it's going to want to stretch. So hoping you can see that. I put that light on the other side to try to show you, but it's pretty tight. Everything works. We're gonna go ahead and put everything back on here. Hope that helped somebody. This was my first time doing it, so I actually had practice on my other one, and it made this make a little bit more sense to me. But there you go. I hope this helped you guys. If it did, like and subscribe. I post a lot of videos of attachments, and I'm actually going to start posting a lot of videos on Milwaukee tools because I have just about everything they make. Just give people real live reviews on stuff. So if this helped, let me know. Appreciate it.